2. Move Tool and Moving Layers. You can move layers and folders in the Layers panel by dragging. In order to move a layer on the canvas, hit the V key. Press that, and now if you have a layer selected, you can move it around if it's not locked. You can move it with your mouse or with your keyboard arrow keys. You can also use Shift and an arrow key to move it by 10 pixels. To select a layer from the canvas, and not from the Layers panel, just hold Ctrl and left-click it on the screen. Check the right side, and you'll see it's going to be selected there as well. Use Ctrl-Shift and click to select multiple ones. Always take a look at the Layers panel to see what you're selecting. Here's a neat trick. Say you're on the Brush tool, but you want to move a layer around. Instead of pressing V, you can hold Ctrl and you'll temporarily have the Move tool selected instead of your current one. This way, you don't have to constantly switch tools. We need to move objects with precision, so, to help us, Photoshop has a bunch of options. The first one is the Guides. From the side, click and drag and you'll see a light blue line appear. That's a guide. This can help you align things. You can drag guides from the top too. To show or hide them, toggle Ctrl::. Notice that if you're on the Move tool and go over a guide, you can actually move it. That's great, but sometimes you want to lock them. To do that, press Ctrl::. The grid is another option Photoshop has for you. Press Ctrl::, and it will show up. Lining things up has never been easier. Want more? You got it. How about Smart Guides? Place multiple objects on the canvas and move one. You'll see some red lines appear indicating how your object is placed in relation to others. If they don't show up, go to View, Show, Smart Guides. Last but not least, we have this top panel. Select multiple objects and play with these options to see how they work. Their names may sound complicated, but the icons really tell the story. These are amazing when you want to perfectly align or distribute items on the canvas. And while we're at the top, let's take a look at the left side. I told you about the Control-Click technique, used to select a layer or a group from the canvas, but you can also check this Auto Select box and get almost the same thing. With that option activated, wherever you click on the canvas, that layer or folder will be selected. Uncheck that since it's not good for the workflow. The Show Transform Controls is another box you need to leave unchecked, because we use the Ctrl-T method to resize an object if we want that. So, we've learned a lot of things about layers, folders, and moving things around with precision.